3, 2, 1.
今夜もミュージック君へのラッキー笑い合って抱き合って幸せにほらなれるように
Hey Vindy.
Hi, what?
What? You know that tweet that Seth added you for?
Yeah.
How long do you think it took him in photo? Do you think he actually sat in Photoshop and made that?
I hope he did. I hope he did. I have no idea. But
That's the funniest thing.
I tweeted it as my plane was taking off, right? And so I didn't have signal the whole time, and I landed, and I got like all these notifications on my phone, from like Discord and Twitter, and I checked, and he just responded with that shit. I was like, what the fuck? It was so funny.
It's fucking funny, man. Those Dragon Ball fans be saying things like this, so it's kind of sus. Dragon Ball fans.
What Dragon Ball fans? Well, what if Goku had AIDS? Part 19.
Well, speaking
what
of
is
AIDS,
even going on?
Speaking of AIDS,
Craftsdwarf,
welcome to another episode of the
you
Weeb
are
Club
not allowed
podcast.
to open your fucking mouth with a tired voice, okay? I don't want to hear that from you. All right, motherfucker. I'm tired. I'm dying.
Vindy,
and I'm
do
still
your
here
best
trying.
impression of Craftsdwarf's shitty laugh.
Give me a second. Where's my phone? Give me a second.
Okay, holding on.
Give me a second. Do your best, Craftsdwarf.
Yo, you're just gonna record? Okay, fuck you. Anyway.
No. Here we go. Well, that's not what I wanted. I looked up seal laugh, but that didn't give me what I wanted.
That was the stupidest bit I've ever heard.
Shut up! Don't talk to me.
We have comments today to talk about.
Dude, I'm already so fucking out of it.
I'm out of it too. I want to die.
Laylo gave us a write-up of how the ReZero adapted because we brought up the novels and how
wow!
Big ass write-up. I'm not gonna read it obviously, but it is nice to see.
I think again, what is most important about that, in terms of what we were talking about, is that arcs span multiple volumes.
Yes.
Because that was our point, right? Was that for some light novels you can tell where the volumes end because there's like a clear, concise end to the story at that point. But with ReZero, the arcs are different volume lengths, right? The first arc is only 1 volume, but then arc 2's 2 volumes. Arc 3 is fucking 4 to 9, and arc 4 is 10 to 15, right? Like the arcs vary in length, and this entire first, it's very clear that this arc for ReZero is not ending until the what do you call it? Until this half of a season's over, so it's gonna be a 12 episode arc, at least.
And arc 1 is a form in Kamen Rider 01.
Oh my god, shut up. Why are you talking about? I've
So Lime Phoenix says, what? How are you allergic to watermelons? It's like 96% water.
So let me explain to you people who don't understand this. All different types of things have different allergens they put off, right? Watermelons and all melons in particular have a certain allergen in them. So even in the material of the watermelon, they have an allergen in there that I react to. It's not like it's really bad. It just makes my mouth itchy, and I just avoid it. It's not like with these nuts where if I just breathe, I'll die. Okay, you're weird. We're moving on. So that's that. Minecraft Steve said, "I'm so sorry. I unironically sort of look forward to the covering of the comments in Reddit in these weeklies, as it is Kino Entertainment. The discrepancies between you three seems to turn up more often. More conflict, please." No, I can't handle conflict.
You want conflict right now? Craftsdwarf, I never saw your answer. Mechanical pencils or wooden pencils?
Oh my god!
What, you're not allowed to talk
This
yet.
is the
Craftsdwarf,
stupidest argument of all time.
I prefer to write with mechanical pencils.
So you
Though
say
I haven't used either in
correct.
ages.
Wait, so you say the correct answer, mechanical pencils. And here comes dumbass, idiot ass, what, intentionally misunderstanding the purpose. Oh, I use a pen. Nobody's asking if you prefer pins to pencils.
Look,
Everyone prefers
Vindy,
pins to pencils.
if I'm being honest,
it's a smoother glide on the paper. It's whoosh, 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 whoosh.
I haven't
also
written with a
darker.
pencil
It
in years.
feels
I've only
better.
used
I've
pens.
never,
like,
I haven't
I'm
used
in-
a pencil for anything other than like
If
marking
you're
on the
in
walls for
a
building.
like middle school or high school math class, my teachers would fail me if I turned in tests in pen. So I, at least in math, had to use pencils up through high school. 18 goddamn years of using a pencil.
I was about to make a joke about Vindy. Why are you still going to middle schools right now, huh?
Okay.
What's up? What's
so,
up?
because of that,
Uh-huh.
I know my pencil preference. And I know what you know, your pencil preference.
Hey,
But you
Craftsdwarf,
think it's
have you
funny
been to
completely
middle school recently?
Dodge the premise and be like, oh,
no.
I don't
You haven't been to
fucking-
middle school recently. That's interesting. I haven't
and you
either.
like to go,
so
oh, you
he's,
wait,
he's just
okay.
ignoring it completely. That's interesting.
'Cause
That's
it's
very
not
interesting
funny.
right now.
It's not funny.
What's not funny? What are you
You're not
talking about? What's
funny.
not? I'm concerned
So,
for the future of our
you know,
youth.
you're like, oh, I'm gonna dodge the premise. I'm just gonna.
I
go
have no idea
pins.
what's going on.
'Cause it's
Anyway.
funny to not answer a 1-2 question.
Minecraft
You
Steve
could ask-
said, "What the
you
what's
could ask one
comprehension
yes or no
broke during the
question, you
comments
respond
Reddit
with
and
fucking,
became
like,
irritable."
Banana.
And I'm becoming
Like, I
pretty
don't care if
irritable
you're
right now.
banana.
So is Vindy because I don't want to deal with this dumbass argument. It's the stupidest argument of all time. There's only 2 arguments that are dumber than this, and it's the fucking vegetables and fucking Vindy and
No.
Luna fucking arguing about fucking
I'm
stepsisters.
not making the argument about which pencil's better because it's objective. The mechanical pencils are better.
Oh my fucking god.
I'm making the argument.
Lunar Gem
that by you
comments,
saying
Vindy
pins,
is a power
you're
quote-unquote
dodging
bottom,
everything.
which is true. He
I'm
is
glad
a
he put the- I'm glad he
quote-unquote
put
power
the bottom in
quote-unquote
quotes,
bottom.
Because I have a lot of power, don't have a lot of bottom. I'm glad Lunar Gem understood.
You don't have an ass? That's very sad.
Well, no.
No one has power anymore. Anyway,
Craftsdwarf, you're a fucking piece of shit, and I don't stand for that.
Craftsdwarf, can you please
Why?
get rid
Don't
of this man?
laugh
This
at
is
my
the stupidest
pain.
shit I've ever heard in my life, and I want to die.
but Vinny doesn't know what I'm talking about.
No, I do. Craftsdwarf, again, the day the chapter went up, even if I'm not current, when I get 3 tweets and like 10 Discord messages of all people saying, "Did you read Chainsaw Man? Did you read Chainsaw Man? Hey, tell us when you read Chainsaw Man." Motherfuckers, I can tell what happened in Chainsaw Man. I don't have to read it to know. You don't hide it.
Yeah, all right. I mean, honestly, there weren't any other comments I wanted to respond to on that or the Radio Star Live. So,
Oh, wait, no,
like,
there's one
there-
more. There's one more. Cameron Hicks commented, "Isn't Cross the same guy who shit on Daniel's video in what server?" No. So Cross is a Chad who we made an EWB
Well,
about.
apparently he made a new video that's not
No,
good.
it's not. Oh, no. What did he say?
Well, I'm just saying, I had people in my server telling me to watch it on stream.
Well, Cross makes shit videos, but that doesn't mean he's not Chad. But like,
Wait, is Cross a she now?
I have no idea. But anyway,
Well, their picture is a girl now.
well, anyway, the person you're talking about is Mercenary One Cross, aka Irrelevant, because he was in my server because he is friends with a certain, you could say, fan of Japanese media who will remain not known.
Just
you could say an
their fucking
otaku
name.
who is unknown. I don't know. Therefore, just by saying that, you know what kind of person they are. And yeah. Oh. And then Manji said, "Watch Vindy still 2 times wet in Crafts videos because he's toxic," which is true. He would do that. He would do that.
A comment from Ninmanji that says, on the Review Starlight episode that says, "Vindy doesn't ignore me, so he's best Weeb Club member." See none, they ignored you. They didn't read that comment, but I did.
This is so dumb. This is literally the dumbest shit
The
of
2
all
of them
time.
ignored you, I didn't, right there.
This is so dumb. This
What?
is so dumb.
You're the one ignoring him.
Banana Ice. Banana Slamma.
Banana.
What do you think about this one from Minecraft Steve?
Banana leg, banana, red face, tongue out. I don't know what that means.
You seriously don't know what that means? It's what you love.
2 bananas, a leg, and someone with their tongue out.
Craftsdwarf, do you know what that means?
I can't. I don't have it in front of me.
I'm so confused.
She's stepping on your banana.
I'm sorry. But then why is there a banana at the top?
Because
banana
she's banana,
stepping on your
you
banana.
dumb whore.
I'm sorry.
Die banana. You want banana stepping on your banana, don't you?
Don't check my mail, by
I
the way.
never said that.
Don't check my mail, by the way.
You
I'm
implied
a
No
little,
it.
one cares
I'm
you
in a
gave
little
it
bit
9.
of like a
I didn't
fucking
imply it.
emotional
Not for
crisis
fucking-
right now.
Not for die banana.
I'm a little bit of a fucking emotional
Shut
crisis
up.
right now,
We
guys.
all
I don't
you
know how
gave
to
it a
process
9.
shit anymore.
We all know you gave it a 9. We get it.
What the hell is wrong with me, man?
You're a monster.
What the fuck is going on? I don't
It's
even know what
called
life is anymore.
Stockholm syndrome. It's
So the
real.
Reddit was good this week. So first you have Dot,
Reddit's
who
fucking
who had the superior ratio because we bitched about it last time, but Korwa Eden,
Corey
he
Wa,
molded,
bitch!
and he was like, let's ratio this podcast, but it still doesn't have that many
nobody gave a
dislikes
shit.
compared to Dot saying like, haha, let's dislike it as a joke.
Yeah, because look, Dot's a fucking Chad. Because all Dot has to do, Dot's smart because he'll manipulate the situation. He'll be
Don't
like,
get us to talk about him so that people go back and dislike it.
yeah, exactly. Dot's a fucking genius. Meanwhile, Korewa, dumbass, is like,
rude way to phrase it, I
VTuber. Whatever. Anyway,
Actually, I want to check something because that's a lot of likes on that on that one. I guess it's maybe because it's the EWB, but I just wanted to see.
There's no comments saying that that we're saying anything wrong. Like, everybody in the video agrees with us.
People like us.
Even certain people have told me in private that
So
they
that
agree with
video
what we're
has
saying
more-
in that video.
Put 'em on blast. No, don't actually do that.
Real quick. So that video has less views than the Man and Matt one, but it has more likes, even though it has and the Man and Matt one has 0 dislikes. So I just thought that was interesting. So he tried to ratio it, but it actually has more likes than the previous EWB. That has more views.
Thanks
and
for the
views. No dislikes.
views.
Yeah, that's the only way I can explain it.
Dude,
like,
I would love if someone's like,
he tried
I'm
to
gonna watch
ratio
this
us,
and
but
watch
ratioed
it,
himself even harder. Like,
What a genius. What a smart man. Man, I can't wait for all those weekly videos he makes to fail so we can
Wait, the
eventually crash and
Anna
burn.
episode's about to hit
What?
1K
I didn't
views.
say anything. What?
Fuck. People should stop watching.
You know what's bad for me?
that's probably true.
You know what? I think you can tell that I'm officially mind broken when I see this fucking...
Want to know what's not bad for you? Bananas, because
Well,
they're
look.
healthy and nutritious, like banana minions, which what loves.
Look, here's what's funny now. I don't even get mad at that. I think that's fucking hysterical. And
I
that's
know you
why
love
think...
minions.
No, it's fucking hysterical because it's just the fucking edit. And then he combined them, and it's like, I don't even...
Look,
this
the
is how you
picture
know
he
I'm broken.
The picture that he made that's the meme of both of them is actually the funniest one.
It's so funny.
It's actually the best one. Like, I looked at the first two and I was like, okay, those are okay. But then him, like, making fun of himself and the amount of time...
Like,
and
yeah,
effort
he
put
spent
into
30
it.
extra minutes of effort for an image that's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's him
and
making
it's
fun of that
actually kind
with,
of
with his titles and stuff. Fucking hilarious.
Look, here's how you know I'm mind broken, right? When we listened to the episode, every time these motherfuckers said banana or banani or banana ice, I was mind broken. But by the time that episode was over, maybe all my aggression was out, because then I unironically recorded 2 lines in my Review Starlight video script that were the banana meme. And I
Except,
said,
well, that was so funny about it is because you're saying it in your like crybaby serious analysis voice, but you're like, a banana stands alone, or like no, but even though bananas are supposed to be in bunches, Nana stood alone.
Nana
It's
stood
like
alone, yeah.
you can't do, or the other one was you unironically brought the nutritious thing, and it like is like I said, serious and a crybaby, and I couldn't help but laugh because I was in call. Like I might not have laughed if I was just
It's
watching
a
it
Shadley
alone.
line,
But
though. You can't tell me it's not a Shadley line.
I
so
think
funny.
that I can tell you're mind broken because you've probably said it 20 fucking times in the last 10 minutes.
Huh?
¿Por qué?
Banana ice?
Okay. I'm gonna need you to
Banana?
shut the fuck up.
Banana ice?
Shut up.
Banana
It's
ice?
not funny anymore. Nobody cares about the banana memes. That
Cold
episode's
banana.
done. It stopped being
Hot
funny
banana.
after I made my magnum opus, okay?
I already made
Stop
my
being
magnum
funny.
opus. It was called my Review Starlight video.
Okay. So then let's
Yeah.
not talk about that series ever again. I don't want to hear
Okay, can we move on to the
Oh,
actual
you know,
anime
I'll talk.
discussion
I'm
for
gonna
the
talk
first
about it
time?
more, Jess, because you said
Oh my
that.
god, this is the first time that comments discussion has been under half an hour
I know,
this
Because
whole
nobody
season.
commented
40
anything
minutes.
epic.
This episode
It was like
be
the
40
most,
minutes long.
it was,
Like,
most, it was the most dry thing
I'm
ever.
molding.
Let's go play the God of High School OP.
God of High
Oh
School,
my god,
yay!
let's talk about this show.
So God of High School did.
So what happened in this episode again?
I think this
Yeah.
is the...
Okay, so basically, as someone who read the manhwa, my favorite part of the manhwa was fucking like Jin Mori's relationship with Dao. How the fuck do you even pronounce that shit? I'm gonna call him Daoi for now, and
Well, they go
Mira.
like Dway. They like say it in like
Dway.
one... Like,
You're acting like we're gonna remember the characters based on their name?
you act like I'm
Karate
gonna remember
Man
the
and
characters
Sword Girl
Okay, that's more
5
like
minutes
it,
friends
yeah.
after watching
with-
the episode.
Basically, they're
No,
my
wait, I
favorite.
remember their names, Craftsdwarf.
I
Basically,
don't care.
Shut
I
the
don't
fuck
care
up.
if you don't care.
Shut the
they
fuck
say
up.
them 20 times a second.
Shut the fuck up. So anyway, my favorite part of the manhwa is their friendship and all, and that's why like my favorite moment of chapter 1 is what happens at the end, which they ruin in the anime. But like this episode apparently is the only episode where they adapted less than 10 episodes of the webtoon, right?
Just call it fucking chapters.
Chapters. Well, because they're in chapters.
I don't care.
Oh my fucking
Just call it fucking chapters. That's what everyone fucking wants you knows them as.
Anyway.
Stop being so
like,
fucking pedantic.
Apparently
all the
this
time.
is the only one that was like paced reasonably enough, and you can tell through the episode. It's still being rushed a little bit, but it's enough to where it was like you got a feel and you got to see these characters interact, and you finally got the part with Jin Mori that was really cool when his whole thing, and you find out why he wants to be strong. It's because he wants his grandfather to come back, because that's the only connection he has. But then he realized that he has friends now. Friendship. This story's about friendship. Which is why Vinny should read the manhwa.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. What'd you think of the one dude doing funny slap fight? That was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Sure.
It was so... Oh my fucking god.
Like, I'm telling you, like, literally, I don't care at all anymore.
Man,
Show's like a 3.
Man did
Can
a
we move
funny
on?
slap fight. Funny. He went like...
I honestly might not rate this show.
Well, you don't
still
have
nothing.
anything. You don't have any, like, rating thing, sir, so it doesn't even matter.
Well, no, I still have to get my fucking ratings every time I can record a goddamn Weeb Club episode.
We gotta come up with a rating or something, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's my
Something.
rating for the show now. Is nothing out of 10.
I can't wait for Jin Mori to beat the shit out of people without using whatever the hell, however the hell you pronounce Charyuk or whatever.
Can't wait for a girl to beat the shit out of me.
What'd you think of that muscle girl, Vindy? The first girl with an attractive face in this entire series so far.
No, there's no girl who's attractive in this anime.
Buff lady.
I
Buff
don't.
lady.
I don't.
Buff lady.
What? I don't want buff girl to punch me. I want strong girl who doesn't look strong
Buff
to punch
lady.
me. Chitoge's
Buff
not
lady.
fucking jacked, right? But she's
Buff
still fucking
lady.
murder me, and that's what I want.
Buff lady.
That's what I want.
Buff lady.
I hate what the what.
You know, it's a good way of...
I don't even remember who you're talking about.
Me
You know,
neither,
it's a good way of
Craftsdwarf,
getting
okay.
nutrients to get those muscles, guys.
Ha ha, bananas! Ha ha!
Well, I was gonna say a nice and healthy, balanced diet, but you know, you're the ones who fucking said banana, so your guys are, you know, you guys.
Let's talk about Ray Zero.
Hey,
Play the OP.
what's trying to set me off, dude? Does he know he's gonna break me in a couple minutes if he keeps doing this shit?
I can't believe a bunch of Sailor Moons ripped apart. Fucking. Mind you just left.
Oh, because he doesn't want spoilers.
Dude, bunch of fucking Monty Python fans and
Man, I can't believe it.
making this ReZero episode.
Monty Python fans be like, "Oh, that's
Oh, funny rabbit eat man. Funny rabbit.
funny."
Funny bunny.
Did get kind of grossed out when there was like a lump of his like skin that like a rabbit got under it, inside. Like that was
Look-
like
Oh, look,
God.
that was definitely by far Subaru's most brutal death.
Oh yeah, by far.
Which
Like,
is
I'll be
why
honest.
it made the scene after it so kino.
Look, I'll be honest, right?
Also, I don't know if you guys saw it, but there's apparently they like teased this in Isekai Quartet already, like
Oh.
because this would have already been a published. So when we watch it, we're gonna have that context already when we get around to
Goated.
it. So
Yeah. Look, here's something, right? I saw on Twitter people were like, "Oh my god, this was the scariest thing." And here's my thing, right?
It's not, they're
don't
fucking
get how
bunnies.
I don't get how anybody like is scared by things in anime, right? Like maybe that's just me, but when it comes to
anime's
anime
for
things,
kids. It doesn't scare me.
no,
It makes
Vindy,
me
we've
laugh.
talked about this. Like me and what literally just do not generally like 99 times out of 100 just do not feel any kind of like fear from like visual media.
the only
period.
time like sometimes maybe like loud noises will startle me, but then
Oh.
that'll be the end of it.
But loud noises aren't fear. True fear
Right,
is
just startling.
psychological.
It's like my fight or flight response kicks in, like what the fuck, and then
right,
like
but I would call that adrenaline. That's not fear.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
like
and I
genuinely
like I didn't
scared.
realize that people were finding this scary. Like for me, I was like, this is kind of weird until like it got gross. Like I said, when I saw the lump of the bunny, and it's like, but like I was like, okay, that was like, you know, like, And just the brutality of it. Like, definitely not fear, though.
I just couldn't get over the fact that it was literally Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I was thinking about that too, honestly.
Look, let's just talk about how fucking Garfield really like turned everybody into lasagna. Like, dude, Jesus fuck.
I'm really sad that when he got big, he didn't get voiced by Bill Murray.
Look,
I'm just glad that he like, you know, I don't know if it was the author and the written design for him, or if there was artwork for him, or it's just the anime. Someone was smart enough to make him orange with big black stripes. It's like, thank you.
Yeah, they made him a cat.
Can someone please make that edit?
Yeah,
of,
exactly,
that
right.
meme with of Garfield going like, I wonder who that sign's for, right? Someone do that with Garfield, please. That'd be fucking great. But like, yeah, when that happened. When like Otto got like everybody was working and Otto fucking died. It was the fucking saddest shit. And then after that,
no, that like you know, we know it's gonna get redone, but when that happened, I was like still like, Otto, no.
Oh, it fucking hurt.
That poor man.
And then the fucking the village people, like, they started getting killed. And I was like, no. And then Patrash fucking saved fucking Subaru and she died.
Yeah, something else that's great is that...
well, and then, like, who knows what the fuck happened after that?
We all know what the fuck happened. Are you
like,
stupid?
Between, you know, that and the bunny... what? Explain. Because, yeah, apparently I'm fucking stupid.
If the world is full of snow, Amelia fucking died.
Wow.
They're in, like, a situation where Amelia died. And
well, I don't... How the fuck did he get... I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, well, I don't know how he got teleported, you know, and woke up. But the reason everything's snowy is...
That's what I was thinking of. He could...
Oh, okay.
Wow, Vindy toxic. Vindy be like, well, see, this is what's hilarious. When I said things were obvious, you guys were molding. You were like, stop
I didn't say it was obvious.
But now Vindy's like, haha, obvious. Obviously, Craftsdwarf fucking, you know, Amelia's fucking dead because of the snow. Are you stupid, Craftsdwarf? Asking a question from your genuine confusion and intrigue.
I think I implied it, but I didn't.
Well, and like that, and even that explains one thing, but that like
doesn't explain the fucking rabbits.
Like, yeah, there was a bunch of other things going on. Like, I think was he hurt before the crystal thing did its thing and then healed after? Like, now my brain, I don't even know for sure if that was like, because that's what I remember, but I don't know if that's right.
Questions. You're supposed to just turn your brain off.
Well, yeah, but basically it's like, yeah, okay, that potentially answers one thing, but you know what else is happening? We don't know. I don't know, at least.
Here's something because I remember Seth called me earlier and he was talking about like the first time he met with Echidna. Why didn't he just ask Echidna about the fucking return by death thing? Because she's a witch. And this episode highlights why. Subaru had no reason to believe that it would work this time for anybody. Like,
yeah, he'd gotten in the mindset of like, well, I can't talk, like, talking about it will either hurt me or hurt someone I care about. And because like he was gonna there was once with Amelia, like, because he even said that with Echidna, is like, if I tell you, you could get hurt or something, because he was gonna try it with Amelia, like, okay, I don't care if I die, so I'll just force myself to say it anyway. And then
she died,
or it was looking, and it was threatening her. I don't think the
last
witch
time
phantasm.
The one time he did try to tell her, it did kill her.
Okay, it's been. I don't remember that, but
yeah.
Okay, maybe I do.
It killed her.
I'm starting to remember. Yeah.
What happened was he resolved to tell her what was wrong because she was like insistent on wondering what was wrong with Subaru. So he told her, and then the moment he did, she like fucking died in his arms, and then Puck started killing everybody.
Yeah.
It was before the epic Rem episode
okay.
It was when he got back. It was when he got back at one point. He like hurried back and he was Was it then or what? Wait, was it in the?
No,
second
it
half,
was
or
because
in the
it led right into episode 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember if it was No, wasn't the one that led into episode 18 the one where he I thought the one that
because I remember it because I was editing for it, because that was when Puck gave Subaru the speech. He was like, "You've made 3 mistakes. One was that you broke your promise. You don't know how important a promise is to a spirit arts user. Second, you failed to save. You were too lazy to do what you needed to do. And third, you let Amelia die."
I believe you. I just thought that was the one where he the one that leads into 18 was the one where he got into. No, the one that leads into. I just clicked out. The one that leads into 18 is the one where he got back and everything was snowy. I thought.
No, that was because I remember editing for the video and I remember that happening specifically. Because what happened immediately after that was Beatrice teleported him into the middle of nowhere.
You're right. I went back. You're right. Okay.
So basically, Subaru some people argue that like Subaru's return by death and the way he's unable to talk about it is like a pretty good allegory for like depression and stuff like that, because like people who feel depressed and they try to talk about it to other people, they get often like ruins their relationship with people, and they feel like they can't say anything to anyone, so they just resolve to just keeping it to themselves.
What the fuck? Huh. Yeah. No, I see, because like I think I've talked about this before, but I know as far as like people like I generally like know and consider close, like more of them are depressed than not, and so like I don't know, that just seems shitty.
Well, I think people know like I don't hide the fact that I'm depressed, but I also don't talk about the.
That's yeah.
Like I don't talk about the intimate details of it, right?
Yeah. The thing is like because like I understand it. Getting into the intimate details of it will eventually turn some people off, and it'll if some people off, and it'll like it risks like them viewing you a certain way if they're not accepting of it. So in that case, like ReZero structures itself in a way that like it uses the way Subaru is as a way to like isolate him as much as it can.
Oh no, like this when he finally like he could finally talk about it, and Anakin is like, yeah, I know, and he just like keeps going because like he's finally able to talk about this, and he just
This episode made me cry again. This fucking show needs to stop.
I mean, here's my thing with the depression thing. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. What I will say, however, is personally, before I like completely agree with that, I want to see how ReZero continues to play out from here. But I don't think that that's impossible.
Well, it's definitely an association, but whether it's like a deliberate allegory and like if it's going to do more with that, remains to be seen.
Yeah,
Either way, this episode was so great. People keep pointing out that like Subaru's voice actor is really good at his job.
Oh
like,
my god,
amazing!
He's a fucking madman. Look, this episode. I tweeted it out. This episode secured ReZero's
I hope his throat's okay.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
They played the OP and they actually like they didn't play the ED, but they did a different end because they used a different song. But
but they gave me that opening.
I thought about that. I was like, oh man, Vindy can't mold this episode. Yeah, Vindy can't mold. So
God, when he fucking just started because at first she was like, yeah, you told me, but then he just collapses on the ground and he's like, I've been alone this entire time, suffering and dying over and over and over again ever since the beginning, and then. When the text fucking appears on screen and translates to "I know," and she just fucking hugs him, and she's like, "But all I've been doing was watching, so please tell me everything that you've been through, so I can know everything."
Well, I love,
she's the witch of Breed who wants to know everything.
Well, and even before that, when he's asking like for assistance, and
he's getting like all up on her, she gets a little flustered.
God, that was so good. Like
she got so wet for him.
Like did you see the part where he like?
Oh my god, she was
gotta get those bodily fluids ready.
It was so funny because he was like, "Can you help me?" She starts blushing. She's like, "Yeah, okay." And then he like the little animation bit where he like grabs her arms, is like, "Really?" And, like lifts it up in the air. He's like, "Yeah." It was so funny.
Actually, I just realized I have to give ReZero an actual 0 out of 10 because it abandoned its theme of Subaru happily drinking Echidna's bodily fluids because he spat them out this episode. It's betrayed its theme.
Imagine not gulping that shit down immediately after knowing that. What? What?
Imagine not coming back in, remembering, and just skipping the teapot entirely and standing under and saying, "Go for it."
Give me the witch factor. I hate that laugh you do. Holy shit, I hate it so much.
Why are you so toxic today?
That was funny.
What? Is not. He's mean.
Like, I was legitimately like laughing at something you said instead of just calling you unfunny, and then you had to be toxic.
What? I'm so confused.
Okay.
Anyway, there was also some stuff with Betty. Like, we found out more about, like, apparently her gospel is, like, the true one, and the actual ones are, like, rip-off, or, like, they're copies, or, yeah.
The entire conversation
with Roswell was so good.
With Roswell was so... It was peak fiction. Like, oh my god. This show.
Oh, Can we talk about something real quick, Bo?
Okay.
So there was this tweet about the new episode of content or whatever, where they were talking about ReZero, and they said something that like I know got
Which for anyone who doesn't know, it's Digi and Nate, PCP, like kind of continuing what they did before with Eromanga Sensei and Rick and Morty, where they just did a whole side channel where they talk about stuff like this. So, and I guess they're doing ReZero now.
Yeah,
but
they
anyway,
basically said that because the story has information delivered slow, they're like, I wonder if the author is slow himself. The person who wrote this is slow.
They're probably slow, but you didn't hear that from me.
Look,
them content. So.
I really at this point just can't stand people saying shit like this now when they're like, it's like just like.
Well, they definitely think they're smarter than they are, especially Nate. Speaking
Nate,
from
Mr. Hockey,
following them for a lot.
Hockey bad.
Jinbei shouldn't be a straw hat.
Cool, let's make a fucking long anticipated Ghost in the Shell video and spend most of it shitting on a movie literally nobody cares about.
Pog you. God, fucking. I think the last, I don't know, but that was just the shittiest thing I've ever heard. I was like, what the fuck?
No, anyone who assumes things that the author is like probably really stupid and has never made anything
that's not true.
That matters. So
when I assume that Kishimoto would deny Japanese war crimes, I'm correct.
When I assume that Kubo didn't actually want to end, like,
Kubo wouldn't go that deep for a character.
Yeah, you're right. Now you have to say something about Oda, man. We gotta continue the trend.
Transphobic.
Yeah, Oda's just transphobic.
Well, anyway, regardless, right? ReZero isn't slow. It's just full of discourse, my friend. And it's like, even upon rewatching it, it was not slow. And I don't know,
You rewatched this episode?
No, rewatching the show. When I rewatched it.
They're not cut up, by the way.
Yeah, they just
content,
talked about season 1.
Well, why
and
is
I was
part
just,
of it, like
why
the first 4 episodes.
Care about anything they say?
That's a great question. I don't have an answer for you. I'm not as big brained as they think they are.
I am more big brain than they think they are.
That's really funny, Crabs. That's fucking funny.
I don't know, right? Like, whatever. I don't even remember having that take when I first watched it and hated it. I don't remember having that take, so that's kind of just like, what the fuck?
Anyway, it sounds like we're about done with the episode.
No, I have so much more to say.
Then talk about it,
say it.
dumb whore.
I've been wanting to. Okay, the Roswell conversation was Kino, right? This episode was really interesting because something that I think is like different from, like, for example, the Subaru Parents episode, right? Is that episode was very concise. It was very like what's the word for it? Like, that episode was very like, I guess
discourse.
No, shut up. That episode was very like self-contained, right?
Yeah.
That episode kind of started and ended that trial, you know? This episode had a lot of different things going on and wasn't necessarily like a full like episode that had like its own self-contained story, but it just had like every scene had something good in it. Like something really fucking good in it. I think that's interesting because, like, you know, you get your 10 out of 10 episodes that are like the previous episode or Rim, right? Where like it's an entire episode that's kind of one thing. And this episode had like, I would say like 3 parts to it kind of. And all 3 parts were really, really good. And I like them a lot. Something I think that's really interesting as well is that after Subaru got eaten by the rabbits, right? And he was like starting to lose his mind. When he went to Echidna, and obviously part of it was that he was made clear, right? Which I think it's interesting we haven't mentioned. The idea that he's clear because she essentially freed him of sloth entirely or whatever, right? Or something to do with sloth.
It's he has the witch factor, which is the sloth witch factor, which is doing something to him, which we don't fully understand yet. But she's like with being there with Echidna, and like she something involved in body fluids is able to like keep him from being affected by it, but that doesn't affect him when he's outside of that,
right.
or when he otherwise doesn't know about Echidna, which he normally doesn't.
What I think is interesting is the idea that like she's freeing him from that, but that's something he'd already mostly conquered on his own, right?
Yeah.
Which is like an interesting idea. Is like now he's being freed from the witch factor because again Echidna's been watching him, right? From Pumpkin Hill, and so she saw that he conquered sloth, so allowed him to like, I guess, move past that. And then I like that he's like, yeah, if I can't figure this out, I'm actually just gonna like completely lose my mind. I like that.
I was gonna say real quick, I like the line where Rom says she says that, despite being half a man each, you take up the space of a full man. And it's like, God, Ray, how can you be so savage?
Well, she also
Vinny
had a really
likes it, though.
interesting. She also had a really interesting line in that episode. You just reminded me of it. There's so much I want to talk about in this fight. Okay, so there was that moment where she's like telling Garfield, she's like, Roswell wouldn't like if you killed Subaru. And then looks and realizes Subaru is listening, is like, he's no one. But that's like her way of saying that, like, clearly Subaru matters a lot to Roswell, right? Which we've seen from all of Roswell's conversations with Subaru. For example, I fucking love the moment in this episode where Subaru's like, fucking Betty would be my enemy if she's allied with the witch's cult, right?
Yeah, but
And
his
he's, like,
face, he
cringing.
kind of
He's,
like,
cringing real
well, I
hard
love
about saying
before Roswell mentions, like, I don't believe you. He's like, I respect that what you said you put a lot of thought into, and it took a lot of resolve for you to say those words, but you're lying to yourself. Like, I like that Roswell seems to be someone who, like, is acknowledging Subaru a lot in this season, right?
Yeah.
And part of it might be that he has seen, if he's the same as Echidna, and he can see, all of Subaru's fucking, checkpoints, then he probably has actually seen Subaru grow the same way Echidna has.
Well, there's also the fact that, like, the first time he ever talked to Roswell about Echidna, he called her a witch, and he's like, don't call her that.
Right.
And so there's obviously, because that was like hinting at the beginning that they're like, Echidna's not like Satella, and there's something different about her.
Well, here's another thing to think about. That's a thought I just had. We know that she said not that she has never invited someone for two, but that it's very rare for her to invite someone on multiple
And it might have been
tea
Roswell,
parties.
yeah.
She could have invited Roswell and told Roswell what's going on and explained everything to him.
There's also the fact that Roswell, like, changed what he said to Subaru. He's like, if what I said isn't sufficient enough, then tell Beatrice I am the one.
Yeah.
The build-up is really good, and there's this little every time we get a little, like, Alexander did have a tweet that I thought was where he's like, every episode answers one question but then brings up 5 more, and it's like, yeah, that's true, because, like, I wanted to answer all these questions, but here I am waiting, so no, it's good. I like it because I want more.
And then I've been, like, rambling on and on about how much I loved this episode. But, like, again, I would give this episode a 10 out of 10. Like, this is the episode that cinched ReZero at Season 2 as a 10 for me, right? Like, I don't see it getting worse, right, and ruining that. But, like, okay, the fucking moment where she like, the fact that Subaru has to... When Subaru finally realizes there's someone he can talk to, before he mentions that he's never going to talk about it, and before he actually, like, breaks down and cries and gets comforted, there's the moment where he just repeats himself.
To make sure that he wasn't losing his mind.
No, it's not to make sure he isn't losing his mind. It's that, like, he can finally say it, and the fact that he can say it, like, it's almost like he's saying it, and as it's playing the times he's tried to say it before, he's saying it once for every time
he hasn't
been able to say it before. He's getting it out because he's never been able to say that. So there's this constant release or buildup of, like, he wants to tell people what's going on, and he wants to say he's been returning by death. Right? And Echidna keeps trying to have the conversation, but he's not done because he's just remembering more and more times that he hasn't been able to get, like, these words out to someone, and hasn't had someone who not even, like, could understand or have been through what he's going through, but someone who could at least know that he's going through it, And I really, really liked that. I think that's most of what I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good episode.
Good episode,
Subaru's
made me cry like baby.
Chat. Oh my god. I mean,
I definitely cried.
You already mentioned cry, but the man who does Subaru's voice acting is on another plane of existence, dude.
Send that man some fucking throat, like, massages. Something to, like, I hope it's not, like, damn, voice actors, I don't know, they have it rough. They
Dude,
can.
if you told me he was crying recording that, I believe you.
Damn, I can't believe he's...
What? Because I know of times where, like, voice actors have cried recording their lines and stuff.
You've mentioned one specific one several times, yes.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if what the fuck is this guy's name? Whatever. It was,
he voices Senku, and he also voices, like, I just scrolled past, like, I'm on Mal's page, and I scrolled once, and I got, like, it was just a line of fucking Subaru. But anyways, Yusuke Kobayashi.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if he was actually crying. He was so into the role. because he fucking killed it this episode. I mean, he kills it every episode, but
Just like those rabbits killed him.
All right, Oregairu.
Oh, another show that almost made
I
me
don't
fucking
care
baby
anymore.
cry.
WattheWut is a fucking terrible person.
Play the OP.
Play the OP.
流れ切った餅の後一人続きを待った
Hey, Craftsdwarf.
Me, Craftsdwarf.
This show is going to stab us until the final episode, where it ultimately just cuts off
Dude,
our fucking heads.
I'm so glad that this episode literally just directly stated everything we've been saying this entire season has been correct, and not only that, fucking Chad Hachiman knows that and is doing it anyways.
Look, listen, I've been saying that Hayato is literally
so
the
good.
anti-Hachiman, but when this episode started with that shit,
Dude, it's so good. There was so much. I love the moment where he's trying to get Hachiman to admit that he's in love with Yukino, and he says, he's like, and that feeling he's like, a man's pride. It's like, you fucking motherfucker.
well, Vindy, actually, speaking as a Bleach fan, technically speaking, a man's love for another woman is his pride.
Okay, what? I need you to choke on a bag of dicks and never open your mouth in my presence again. You finally done it. You finally fucking... What do you want me to say? Stop that.
Vindy's too done with this shit.
You know what,
He
Vindy?
fucking went on a fucking 2 hour,
know what,
2 day,
Vindy?
drive to cross state drive and then fly back, and now he's
know what,
fucking
Vindy?
exhausted,
Well,
and
you
this
know
is what he gets.
You know what, Craftsdwarf? Here's the thing. You know what? We fear what does not exist.
I wish you didn't exist.
If I were the rain, can I connect with someone's
dude,
heart
I have a
just
fucking
as it can
reason to
unite
fear him.
the eternally separated earth and sky?
I don't care.
We attract each other like a drop of water, like planets. We repel each other like
What did you
magnets,
think
like the colors of our skin.
Okay, yeah. Go on.
What'd you think of Hachiman being like a Giga Chad and convincing Yukino's mom?
Look,
yeah.
Except
Yo.
for prom.
That was the Chadliest shit ever. He's like, "Hey, bitch, remember when you ran me over with a car?" Yeah, bitch. Now you gotta do what I say. And I love how the teacher looked at him and she was like, "Oh, you fucker. Oh, you fucker."
Very good.
Well, the episode opened with Hayato and Hachiman talking, and they were like you said, they're saying what we've been saying the whole time, basically, or at least for the last couple episodes. But then, I even said, I think, this house of cards being built up, and where's it gonna fall? Where's it gonna fall? It fell on Yukino, who admitted that she lost, and now she's like, I want you to fulfill Yui's wish, and it's no!
No, the house of cards did not fall on Yukino. Hold on.
It fell
that
on
house
fucking
of cards
Yui.
that house of cards
it's-
just fell on everyone.
Look,
There is not
okay.
a single person that is
Well,
happy.
Yukino's her, she's at least the first one who,
and Yui's about to get treated like fucking Sakura tried to treat Naruto.
Look, it's do you that fucking
Hachiman
scene
belongs to the streets.
when she fucking when Yui was talking to Haruno and she's like, "This isn't codependency, because if that were true, why does it hurt so much? Why would I be in this much pain?" And it's like, "Ha! Stop it, you fucks."
Yui doesn't deserve this. She's such a good girl.
And this is gonna look, if these fuckers would just be honest with each other. And look, I love Hayato so much. That's why if I do make a video, it's gonna be about fucking Hayato first, because it's like, this man literally starts this episode off with you know what you're doing is wrong, right? You know that this isn't the way to go about it.
And I love that Hachiman calls him an idiot. He's like, yeah, fucking dumbass. Of course I know it's wrong, but it's the only way I know to prove that we're not codependent.
And there was that line where he's like, maybe I'm just mad because I couldn't do what you're trying to do right now. Maybe if I did something, maybe if I saved her back then, if I tried harder.
Because he's also right. Yeah, he's thinking of him doing the same thing Hachiman did, and wishing that he could do it differently. But he's obviously not in that position right now. It's Hachiman, so...
Dude, the minute that he fucking said, that Yukino said that, this was going to be the end of the relationship, I fucking lost it.
God.
That I was not expecting that, you know?
Well, you know what? you know what? Like, it has to be the end of this relationship. Like, this relationship has to end.
It
because
cannot
as
continue
it is,
like it is. Yeah, you're right.
as it is, the codependency is wrong. So they need to find a new relationship that's honest with each other. This show is gigabrain. But you know what? You know, I used to think the dialogue was deep, but it's actually not.
Shut up.
There's some
Keep going,
stuff
Vindy.
well, okay, here's another thing, and here's actually a scene that I think is going to be one of the major linchpins of this season, actually. Is going to be that ramen date with his teacher. Because I think she's one of the only people who will, like, tell him it, and he'll, like, actually listen to her.
Right. Well, because like what happened last season is like there's a whole scene where they talk and she explains the point of the show that somehow people still miss, and
Right.
like so it's just, that could definitely. And this is about that we're getting to that period where that moment happened.
Right,
in
and
season
I
2.
love like I almost feel like that, like this teacher is so fucking great because like first of all she knows exactly like she knows that he's still wrong and that this isn't going to end well. But she's almost like not letting him understand that she knows that, so she can ask him out on this ask him for ramen, and you know he'll accept, but then he'll realize eventually when they get down, and then she kind of like makes him stop and think about things that everything's wrong, you know, after he's already trying to make it work with Yui, and it's gonna be a whole thing, and it's gonna hurt real hard, and then probably like the ending of like episode 11. Because the next episode's 9?
Yes.
The end of, like, episode 10 or 11 is going to be so much pain, and then it's going to end so happy, and it's going to be fucking rough to deal with.
You mean it's going to start with the rain, and then eventually we'll reach the heart?
See, I can't even say shut up anymore because you waited so long for your moment to strike.
Well, there's also something I did want to say, though, is that what people don't understand about why the teacher's role is the way she is, because, like, this show is about dumb kids thinking they're deeper and smarter than they actually
the adult,
are.
right.
And she's the only adult who's looking at them and guiding them and letting them make their own mistakes.
I've kind of noticed that like this is just a writing technique where it's like there are just usual, especially mentor characters who they already understand the point, and so like they'll be used to literally explain the point to these other characters, like
But only after they go through it, though.
Yeah, exactly. At certain points, obviously, but it's just like, like, so they're like, well, because that's, one thing, like, I'm talking to one person from my server, Prince, who is interested in, like, understanding how to read into themes and stuff, and, like, we were talking about Ava, and there was one line he took literally when I pointed out, like, well, this is a character who has these obvious biases, so maybe she shouldn't be taken at face value. Where it's like, there has to be like a level of interpretation and understanding of the characters.
Wait, you mean when Masato kissed?
No,
Shinji,
it was when
she
Ray
didn't actually want to fuck him? My entire life's a lie.
Oh, did you know that people like? It's still baffling me that people think Asuka like actually like is tsundere for Shinji when that's not true at all. Anyway, we're off topic.
Yeah, she doesn't
but
even
basically
hide the fact
like
that she wants to fuck
But
him.
it's like there are characters who are just like you're supposed to trust in the context of the story, and they just say the right thing, and Sensei is one of them, or at least has been.
God, and she's so fucking cute too.
No, but Craftsdwarf.
I mean, I know that doesn't matter that much, but like, goddamn, dude.
No, but
Holy
Craftsdwarf.
fuck.
Oh my god. When Uryu, the only Quincy we know in the story who's too young to know anything, says that all the Quincy are dead, we're supposed to believe him. Don't you know?
Dude, I
it's
want to
just
go
the
get
truth.
ramen and a beer with fucking Sensei. Can that happen? Can that be allowed?
God, it's fucking. This show is gigabrained and everybody's too stupid to understand it. It's kind of crazy.
That's not true. I'm really smart. I know visual storytelling. That's how I picked up.
which
the
is.
show was telling me that Hachiman should be glorified. Never mind the
So,
fact that he
actually,
directly
look,
states
He
that
doesn't
he's wrong.
get punished. Look, listen. Characters aren't redeemed until they get lynched by the entire cast and set on fire and
That's
pissed
why
on.
Naruto's bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
Kabuto?
Darth. When
Sasuke.
I was gonna point out how Ember actually
Orochimaru?
recently did a tweet about how like he's realized maybe opinions that are even 2 years old he shouldn't be defending so much. But anyway, let's move on.
No.
his opinions now are still wrong. But anyway.
I might have
mean-
more to say about this episode. I thought I did.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Go.
Hold on. Let me think.
Oh my fucking god.
You guys got me on my train of thought. There was this episode actually. It felt very similar to me with the ReZero episode, where like they are both these 10 out of 10s because like they just had a bunch of different scenes that were all fucking Kino. Another thing that I thought was really interesting. that maybe is an example of visual storytelling, but I'm not going to be the one to decide that, is when they went into the club room, right? When
Yukino was
Hachiman's
fucking...
Well, so she's at the window, right? And she sits down in her chair. And when Hachiman's in his chair and Yukino's in her chair, Yumi's chair is up against the wall. It's in the same space in the room. And from a distance, it would maybe even look like it was at the table. But it's not at the table. It's up against the wall. It's farther away from the two of them, even if it looks like it's still where it should be.
Oh my god.
Make
you mean
about
that's
what you
visual
will.
Storytelling?
I'm just saying something out loud, you know? You can determine to use something with that observation, you know?
No, it couldn't mean anything, Vindy.
No.
Well, there's also the fact that, like, the light from the window was shining in from where Yukino was to Hachiman, but it wasn't really touching him, right? Like, it was like going down and only like it like barely touched him, and then he walked away from it, right?
Yeah, it's called realistic lighting. Okay, what? It's called
you're
having
right.
a light source.
You're right.
There's nothing they could do about that. What are they gonna do? Create the light source? What? That's not how anime works. What? Okay, there's lighting
they take out
outside
the
window.
camera and they go.
There's lighting outside the window, and the lighting just is where it is.
Yeah, they
okay?
pop out the fucking camera. And they go, "Hey, hold on, anime
It's not
characters.
like they can
Could
decide
you pose,
where
please?"
the lighting starts and ends.
No.
Fucking
What's visual
idiot.
storytelling, Vindy? I don't know what it is. Maybe if I wanted to fuck Cyndaquil, I'd know what visual storytelling was.
Why would you fuck Cyndaquil when Lopunny's right there? I mean, what? Hmm?
Hey, you're talking to a guy who wants to fuck the chicken.
We should not shed tears, for that will serve as a defeat of
Okay,
our
let's
bodies
move
to our
on to
hearts.
Retro Girlfriend.
It is
so
then
one
nothing
can
more than
more.
proof
Do
for
you
it
think
to
for
be
what
said that our
choking a
hearts are
chicken's
things
got a
beyond our
different
ability to
meaning?
control. What?
I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay.
Rent a Girlfriend
It
is
was
a
good
show
this week. I liked it a lot.
Vindy
I know I
will be
say
happy
I
to
like
know
it every week.
that I have paid attention this episode.
Oh,
Doubt.
I'm fucking happy. Okay. Also, okay. Actually, say what you're gonna say, and then I wanna ask if you're still a fucking mongoloid. But say what you're
I
gonna say.
reread. I went and read the manga because I was like, you know what?
It's funny. I know what you mean when you say reread, but it's still funny that you keep saying it, even though it's technically not true.
I read the manga, read like 22 chapters of it in like 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, because I wanted to make absolutely sure that, like, even though I wasn't paying attention to anything, that I at least like didn't miss anything or didn't misunderstand anything, and I didn't. Rereading it, I was like, okay, that was basically what I thought happened, and like, but it did. The manga didn't adapt. The anime didn't adapt one thing that I think is pretty important. That's a shame that it didn't adapt.
Tell us.
So hopefully, I hope it adapts it later. Basically, there's a part in the manga, it's like for a good 2 or 3 pages, where Mommy's sitting in her room and she's like getting all pissy about the fact that he's got a girlfriend now, this fucking virgin bitch piece of shit. And then like her brother or somebody walks in, he calls her out on something, and she throws the pillow at him, tells her to get the fuck out, and then she starts blushing. She's like, why do I have to still be in love with you, right? And that's something interesting, because at this point in the anime, you
Wait,
can
she's in love with her brother?
I know. See, it's
Oh my
like, that's what I
god,
thought
Vinny,
at
of
first.
course he fucking keyed in on this shit. Of course you would key in on that shit.
Well, you didn't word it very well, but no. Obviously, Nami's she still likes Kazuya, so she actually does want to get with him, but she's like being a homewrecker.
There's also way more subtle hints about it too, like in the manga too. There's a little bits of characterization that they do, but like there's one part where they're like, where her friends are talking to her, and they were like, why were you looking at him like that or something like that? And she gets all fucking pissy every time somebody threatens the space between her and the cuck, and she gets all fucking pissy.
Raw.
So this episode was good. When I first started watching, I was like, I don't get why anybody likes Ruka. And then by the end of the episode, I was like, okay, I get why everybody likes Ruka.
Yeah, well, okay.
I was about to say, this was probably one of my favorite episodes in the show so far.
Here's my question for What the What, because I want to make
What the
sure
What?
he's not still retarded. So I mentioned to him originally when I first watched the episode, I was like, ReZero did something I really liked this week. He's like, what was that? I was like, oh, they told part of a character's like backstory through the ED.
Oh, you meant Rental Girlfriend. You said
Yeah,
ReZero.
dumbass.
Sorry,
Dumbass.
girlfriend. And he was like, that's stupid. Do you still think that's stupid, or did you grow a brain when you
it was
watched
okay, but I'd rather them do it in the show, I guess.
But obviously,
regardless,
there's the thing to talk about where, like, if they don't physically have the time to adapt it into this season on where they want to,
then that's fine, whatever. I get
then it's
the
a good
point.
way to do it.
She's her entire life, she's one of those people who's like, oh, I spent my entire life basically like falling after people. Like the fucking ribbon she wears on her head, her
Ruka?
friends were else. Yeah, there was the thing, caption, the thing is like, maybe I'm a robot. Maybe I'm a
Yeah,
girl,
that
but that's
doesn't
one of the
mean
things she says.
Oh, following. I thought you said falling for people.
You're
I was gonna say,
dumb.
did
You're
you
stupid.
fucking-
You're a
I
dumb
thought you
bitch.
were stupid.
Anyway, so like there was that hint that she had of the BPM that she had in her phone, and it rose only when she was with
Kazuya,
and she was like, and so that's the entire reason why she's interested in him and wants to date him, because she wants to feel something. That's why she's a rent-a-girlfriend. She wants to feel something for once.
Well,
Right.
my first thought, and I don't know if this is going to become a thing or if this was just my first, before I got to the end of the episode, because I thought it was, because, she's in these fake relationships, so she, by honing in on a heartbeat, she, focuses on the thing that's the most real. Like, something, like, because measuring something about her creates this sort of, again, objective measurement.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, so yeah, she focuses on the real thing because she doesn't know how else to do it. But then it's like, oh no, she actually just has a heart condition. And yeah, Kazuya has made her the most excited out of anyone she's met. So
Right, and I thought that was really, like, good. Like, obviously it's not, like, the best thing I've ever seen, but it was,
I mean, it's one of the better
it's
things I've seen
interesting.
in this show.
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
it's good. It has me, like, legitimately excited to see where this goes. And there's, like, a lot of moments that in this episode, just in general, that I liked. I liked almost the entire episode once she showed up at his apartment. From then till the end, I actually thought it was, like, really entertaining. There were a lot of, like, lines said that I really liked. Like, the one where Ruka's like, I can tell you like Mizuhara. And fucking Mizuhara's in there was like,
Uh-oh.
Like, that was
Oh,
good.
no.
Also, and it was like, Kazuya's so fucking stupid because she's like, does she live here? And he like covers the nameplate like,
No.
she.
like that.
Are you
Not
kidding
here.
me? Are you kidding me, you dumb motherfucker? Like, he did the man just doesn't have a brain. It's like, it's all in his dick. Like,
I also like how Mizuhara kind of, she reached a point where she was just like, originally she didn't want him to date her because she was starting to realize that, like, oh, I kind of don't want this guy to,
Vindy's brain just like ground to a halt. Like, I can hear
Did you guys
the
hear
track.
that, dude?
I can hear the
so-
train tracks like scream.
I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Okay. Like, she didn't want Kazuya to date someone because she still likes him, right? And so there had to be, like, this moment of, like, kind of realizing that, and it was when she realized that Kazuya wasn't ever really gonna like Ruka. She's like, it'd probably be best if... Also, because she was crying in the middle of the fucking street and everyone was giving him dirty looks. So...
You know what's fucking so
Do you want to see what made my brain grind to a
What?
screeching halt? You don't want to see it, but I'll post it.
Okay. So yeah, so I think I'm broken. I think I'm fucking broken because of Bleach, but ever since Bleach, I like analyze what the fuck the names mean, and the fact that Mizuhara's real name is Ichinose, right? What do you think? Ichinose means the current position, right? Like the current place. Mizuhara just means like water plane or something like that, right? That's just something I've been thinking about. Also, Mizuhara was like, yo, go out with her. Like something when I was rereading was like, Mizuhara is an interesting character because she's like at once the rent-a-girlfriend, the one who should be fake, but is the only one who's like real enough for Kazuya to make him do what he needs to do, but also like kind enough to like not like drive him to like make him like doubt or like be further depressed, right? It's like a good balance, and she's the only one who does that for him. And I think Ruka's the first character introduced that I actually like has like made me like the show a little more, like the story a little more.
Imagine not loving Mizuhara.
Well, I know she's the only one at this point that I even cared about. So I was like,
what said more? So it's like, he's already liked
Dumbass.
her and she's been here from the beginnings, but now like,
Yeah,
there's
Mizuhara's,
someone.
dude,
Yeah.
she's so fucking hot. Like,
well, yeah, duh, she's objectively
a man
the
in
best one.
Mennonite's server, right? It was reading the manga. He was posting some pages, dude.
Oh, yeah, no,
Let me-
every single
let me
fucking
find
chapter
one.
there's
Let
a
me
fucking-
find one just to
Every
just
single
to,
chapter, there's just art of her being fucking hot. So it's like,
just to show you, just to hit you with it, just to let you know, like, how can I turn this woman down?
there's another one where she's the cat and he's the mouse.
I don't care.
well,
Okay.
Vindy would hone on this one.
Yeah,
well,
I
actually,
know.
no, he should hone in on that cat because, he's a bottom and he wants to be eaten
Exactly,
by a cat
right?
girl because he's a mouse.
Everybody
No!
clap. Vindy bottom. Everybody clap.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're not
that's
wrong,
the-
Craftsdwarf.
I don't believe
You're
you.
objectively correct.
All right, thank you for listening.
Wait,
This was a terrible episode. I wanted to die. I wanted to die.
I
wanted to die.
liked
I wanted to die.
when Ruka just shit all over Kazuya's friend's whole world.
I was about to say, I thought you said I liked when Ruka shit, and I was like, hold on.
No, when she
Vindy's
fucking
scat fetish?
ruined Kazuya's friend's entire existence.
Vindy's scat fetish, guys? Can we talk about this for a second?
No.
That's a little weird. I mean, fitting as he's a sewer rat.
Shut up. Shut up.
Why are you
Shut
telling me
up.
to shut up? That's so rude.
Shut up.
Why would you say
Shut-
such a thing to me? It's so rude.
Stop talking.
It's so rude. You guys are being so rude to me. What the fuck?
Banan, no talking for you.
Banana, shut the fuck up.
That didn't even work, Craftsdwarf. That was terrible.
I don't
Very good.
care.
Alright. Good night,
Alright, thank you
everyone.
guys for
Thanks for watching.
I guess I'm banned
Stay cute.
Nana from making any more
Oh
jokes.
my god. Oh my god.
Okay,
He just disconnected. He's going to bed, I'm sure.